Hey, what is going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Not used to saying that. Hope everyone is already gearing up for the weekend. Welcome to episode 99 of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. This week's OTC Player of the Week comes to us from Alabama as Morgan Stiles takes home the weekly honors. Morgan hit .737 with 5 doubles, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 17 runs scored while playing for the Alabama Sparks Elite 16U last weekend at the Elite 50 Alabama. Awesome job, Morgan. Best of luck the rest of the season. On to this week's guest, and we sat down and chatted with University of Georgia and University of Louisiana alum and current member of the Smash It Sports Vipers of the WPF, Ciara Bryan. Ciara had a fantastic NCAA career and is already making her mark at the professional level in the last year. She had a stellar 4 years with the Georgia Bulldogs, where she had a career .338 average with 25 home runs, 109 RBIs, 48 stolen bases, while also being named to the 2018 NFCA Third Team All-Southeast Region and 2019 All-SEC Second Team. From there, Ciara would transfer to the University of Louisiana for her last year of eligibility. She would go on to hit a whopping .418 with 7 home runs, 39 RBIs, and 37 stolen bases, capturing the 2021 Softball America NCAA Transfer of the Year honors, along with Sun Belt Player of the Year, Sun Belt Newcomer of the Year, and being named an All-American as well. Not too bad at all. Ciara would go on to play last season in Athletes Unlimited and now finds herself in the newly formed WPF playing with the Smash It Sports Vipers. We're going to talk to Ciara about getting her start in the game, her journey to the University of Georgia, what led to the transfer to Louisiana, and of course, what it's like to be playing pro in the WPF. Ciara was an absolute pleasure to chat with. I'm sure everyone's going to love this great episode. If you want to follow her on social media, she's on Instagram. Her handle is @Ciara with 5 A's. That's CIARAAAA4, and you can check out all the great stuff Ciara posts. For example, an amazing custom bat that was designed for her that I'm going to ask about right off the get-go. So with that being said, grab that drink, sit back, relax, because here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
All right, here we go. Ciara, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
I'm happy to be here.
How's things going down in Florida today?
Things are going great. We had an early practice. It was at 8:30 and we got some swings in. We did a little bit of defense and, just preparing our bodies for a long week ahead.
Yeah, you got a pretty big week ahead. Of course, that's with the WPF. We'll get into that for sure. You're in Vieira, are you not?
Yes.
Actually, I lived there for a little bit back in 1999.
Oh, wow. Well, it's gas is much more expensive.
It's just a tad, right?
Yes.
Actually, and the funny thing is, I was down there playing hockey. Imagine that.
Yeah. But that sounds fun, though.
Yeah, of all places to go. I had to go to Florida to play hockey, but I loved it down there. It was I definitely get used to the lifestyle. Well, I shouldn't say the lifestyle, the weather. For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's actually a little more rainy, but it's like on and off rainy. It's never longer than an hour and 30 minutes.
I know.
rainy.
I know that. I found that so crazy. Like being from Canada, like we're not, we get rains, like we'll get steady rain, like steady, not torrential downpours for half an hour. And then it turns sunny out and it's, 95 degrees.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
Yeah. Now, before we go any further, I got to ask about that custom bat you posted on Insta today. That thing is sick. Who did that?
Yeah. So it's a wooden bat and it's from a friend of mine. His name is Matt and he actually has a company. It's called J Bats and he shipped it out to me. It's like a a purple maple. His name's Matt Johnson, but yeah, his brand is J Bats, and they're great. I swung with it today in practice, and it's the real deal.
Nice. How did the ball feel coming off it?
It felt great. It felt like any kind of high quality name brand wouldn't bad. Like I talked to him and I said, I think we need to get something going, because I think my fans and followers and people in Georgia need to know about you so they can order from you.
Absolutely. So, I'm gonna have to check him out too. I'll definitely send
him a DM, because I told him I posted about it, and I got so many compliments from the bat. He has great work.
No doubt. Now, were you hitting with the softball or an actual baseball?
Actual softball.
Oh, okay. Right on. And good pop?
Yep. It was flying. And even Jerry Glasgow was like, oh my goodness, like what kind of bat is that? And he was looking at all the fine details and was just like, I would be too scared to swing it. It just looks too good.
I know. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely going to have to check out his work.
I'll send you his profile later on today.
Oh, right on. So safe to say life's pretty busy at the moment?
It's extremely busy.
What like besides WPF, you're still in school, are you not?
I'm doing grad school, yes, online.
Wow, man.
Yes, and it's even more crazy in the summer just because it's online.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Anyway, we'll get more into the WPF as we go on here. I have a little thing that we like to kick the podcast off with. I call it quick pitches. I'm going to throw out some random questions to you, and they're random. So you answer them as best you can.
Okay.
All right. First one. If you had to live off one meal for a week, what is it?
I could do some tacos, real authentic Mexican home style tacos.
Yes, 100%. That is my answer every single time. Tacos.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yes, 100. Biggest thing you miss at University of Georgia?
Dang, that's got me. I don't know. I miss everything. Maybe the uniforms. We were Nike, so it just had like a different feel. I like the Nike uniforms, but I miss the people that too. But yeah, uniform.
That's a funny lead into my next one. Favorite uniform combo with the Raging Cajuns?
Pinstripes, because we didn't have pinstripes at Georgia. So it's like when you've never had pinstripes and you get a chance, it's like, oh my goodness, like this is cool. You
guys had so many color combos with them.
That was also another thing that I loved about being there, because it was like we had so many jerseys and different pant combos with socks, and I was like, wow, like every week we could, just do something completely different.
Yeah, I like the red pants with the black top combo.
Oh yeah, a lot of fans like that one.
Yeah,
my personal was the pinstripe, so never had pinstripes even in high school. So
nice,
it was fun.
Nice. If you could go back and play one game over again, which one is it?
A World Series game, because when I went my sophomore year, I felt like I was still becoming the hitter that I transformed into, and so I would have liked to get a home run at the World Series. I heard it's just different.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely be talking about the World Series here in a bit, so we'll dive deep into that one. Where am I at? If you could have one meal with anyone, living or dead, who is it?
I had two close friends pass away this past year in September and November. So it was right back to back. So I would like to sit down and eat with them and just, reconnect and catch up.
Oh, wow. Sorry for your loss. Jeez.
Thank you.
Yeah. Best walk-up song you've had?
It was either my sophomore or junior. It was probably my junior year at Georgia. It was a song called Surf by Young Thug and Gunna, and it was kind of like a summer kind of song, but it just put me in a good mood. Like I mean, we was always in the dugout just laughing, and good when the song came on, it was just very like, I don't know, just put me in a good mood in my at-bat, basically.
All right, I'm writing that one down. I'm going to add that to my playlist. I got to check that out.
Oh, Lord. Clean version.
No, absolutely not. Three more here. Toughest part about being a pro?
It's kind of, I mean, when you're in college, you get used to a schedule and you got trainer and coaching staff and, it's very get up in the morning, weights at 6, practice later, you got class and, it's very just college like oriented. Whereas as a pro, you have your set practice times and things, but as far as like working out, like that's like a you thing. Like you get out what you get out of it. If you want to go work out, cool. If you don't want to go work out, cool. So it's just getting used to getting a schedule together and getting things that you need out of your day so you can be the best player that you can be.
Right on. That probably is that's probably a make or break thing for a lot of pros in the first couple seasons too. Like, trying to weigh that all in and do it on your own coming out of college. So yeah. What are your go-to jams?
I like old school 90s R&B. I'm a 90s R&B girl.
Nice.
So anything in that genre.
Yes, I'm all about 90s R&B, hip hop, all that.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Last one here. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I don't know. I feel like I need to know more superpowers because the only ones that I like instantly think of is like invisibility or mind reading. So I don't know even if I would choose those two. I need more. I need to know more.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to fly or I'm trying to think of, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Tricky question. Let's just go with mind reading.
Right on. I always say, you know what? I've always said invisibility, but then I'm like, I would hate to see something I wouldn't want to see. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, let's just not do that.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Ciara, as with every guest, we like to know, tell us when and where you get your start in the game.
Sorry, say that one more time. Bad connection.
Tell us when and where you got your start in the game.
As far as
like when you were young, like starting the game of softball altogether.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked it up around like T-ball age, where girls and boys played on the team together. I got it from my dad played baseball growing up and he played in college. He went to the University of Tennessee and then also the University of East Tennessee.
Okay.
So I've been playing kind of like my whole life. And I was a shortstop and played shortstop growing up, even in high school and travel ball. But I got really serious about outfielding because I was very quick, and that you want speed in the outfield. So in high school, I would be the shortstop. And then when it was time for travel ball tournaments, I'd play in the outfield. So, and then even funnier story, at Georgia, my freshman year, I played shortstop a handful of games. I even moved over to second base and played second base. And it was just, I had no idea, because I thought we decided that outfield was where I was great and best at. And then not soon after the first couple of weeks, I was at infield practice doing shortstop practices. And it was the funniest thing to me.
I'll tell you one thing. I cannot play the outfield. Like I've been a pitcher my whole life and I cannot judge a fly ball in the outfield. If there's a fly ball in the infield, it could be a mile high and I'd be no problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, everything is different in the outfield. And I think it's all about perception too.
Yeah.
You're so far. And then like, if you're playing a night game and the ball gets hit like extremely high, that's really hard too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, did you have a love for the game right away or did that come over time?
Yeah, I think that I've always had a love for the game, but I also played 2 other sports. I did track and then I also did cheerleading for just as long as I did softball. And for the longest of times, I was doing both of them at the same time. And that was really hard. So it came down to it was competitive cheerleading. So it came down to having to pick one just because they each were pretty expensive and, just it's kind of one or the other kind of thing, missing too many practices of one because I was at the other and, just thinking long term. So chose softball.
Right on. So what'd you do in track?
I ran the 100, the 200. I did the long jump. Long jump was fun, and then I also did relays like 4x1, and then occasionally when they were looking for somebody for the 4x4, they grabbed me.
It only makes sense that you ran.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh, wait. Are you saying that it didn't make sense what I was saying?
No. I said it only makes sense that you were a runner, like in track,
Oh,
based on your ball.
oh yeah. It was something cool to do just to keep, me in shape during the off season of softball and like just getting stronger as a runner.
Right on. So, who were some of the people that played a part in your development early on growing up?
With softball or
with softball?
My dad, and just because like I guess that was his favorite sport growing up, and that was a lot of our bonding time was just outside in the backyard, working on my swings. I was a right-handed hitter originally up until like 12U, and then I switched left-handed and I struggled, but he was just like, like, do you want to be better? And, I'm going to be here with you and we can do it together, but you got a decision to make. And I'm like, yeah, like I want to be better. And so I made the switch and I went through, trial and tribulations, but it's obviously paid off because I remember a team telling me they wanted me to hit right-handed again for them as I had did in the past, but they wasn't, accepting of my transition to the left-handed side. And like I said, look at me now. So
you were originally a right-handed hitter?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's funny because
it is funny.
It's funny because
it's natural. I mean, I'm a right-handed thrower.
Yeah. But now you're like usually when you switch to being a lefty, usually it's because you become a slapper, right?
Right. Yeah. But, and that's the thing. I know how to slap, it's in my toolbox, but I didn't first learn to slap. I was first learning to be a hitter.
Okay. All right. Right on. Now, when did getting, I guess, what's the best way to put, when did it creep in your mind that you're like, oh, wow, I could probably, do something with this game, get a scholarship? At what age was that at?
Maybe like 12U/14U, but I don't think that I ever I think that I jumped right into 16U so no, it was 12U/14U because I actually never played 16U. I jumped right into 18U after I think like 14U, and it's because
what?
Yeah, I know. Sounds yeah, I was playing with the older kids. Like they were always way older than me.
Wow.
But I was always fast. I was always faster than the majority of everyone. And I don't know, I was just athletic. I could do good things in the outfield. I could do things in my at bat. And I remember going to where did I go? I went to one of those tournaments where the college coaches were there, but they were just there to be there. And I remember Georgia, they were like the first school that saw me and literally reached out the day after they seen me. And, rules were different years ago.
Oh, right,
but once I found they were interested, I'm like, wow. I mean, I knew, and I've always known that I was good just because if I'm going to do something, I'm going to give my best and I want to be great at what I do. Yep. So I think that I've always known that I had potential to, go to school, play in college, and if there's an opportunity, play after college.
Great mindset to have, though. I mean, that's if you want to succeed, that's a mindset you need right there.
Yeah.
Walk us through the recruiting process, I guess. Was it always going to be Georgia, or were there other schools in the mix?
So my dad's family, and my dad is also from Tennessee. So I know when I was like 10 or maybe 10 or 12, 10, 11 or 12, one of those ages, I went to a Tennessee softball camp and I had a good time. I thought that was where I wanted to go. But when it came down to just watching college softball on TV, and I'm from Georgia, I watched Georgia games a lot. And I mean, I never even went to any Georgia softball games as a kid. I only started going after I got recruited. So that's also funny because, a lot of people go to these softball games when they're like kids.
Right.
fangirls and all of that. But I was just so busy as a kid. I was literally doing everything under the sun. I was always outside. So I don't know. I mean, I wanted to go to any school that I saw on TV, honestly. Like, I was never like, I have to go to only one school. It was like, wow, I like their uniforms, or ooh, I think that I think I was good in that uniform, or oh, they got a girl that looks like me. So, it was more of that and less of just a one, this is my dream kind of thing.
Right.
And for my recruiting process, I just remember it was like a 12U/14U kind of tournament thing, and Jerry Glasgow was there. It was either him or it was Lou, but I believe it was Jerry, and he told my coach that he wanted to see me run. And so I think that I was put in for somebody to run, to like steal a base, because I had already, the rules were different, and I had already had a at bat or something. And back then you can, you could get like runners or sub people or whatever. I don't even know how it worked, but I just know I went to steal a base. And right after that game, it was literally done. Jerry had talked to the coaching staff, and I maybe like the next week or 2 or 3, I remember going to I don't know if I went to a Georgia softball camp before I went on a visit, but I just know everything happened so fast, because a lot of people talk about their recruiting process and the emails and the phone calls, but I don't remember any of that. and I'm just being honest, I remember I did great when they were there, and that was it. Like, they were like, wow, like, you need to come to this camp. And this is when, I think this was 14U, because this is when Jerry spoke to my dad and was just like, you need to get her on Georgia Impact team and get her on the 18U team. And like I said, I was barely 9th grade, 8th going into 9th grade probably. So big transition, but I did it because Jerry was coaching Georgia at the time. So I did it. And that's kind of how it was. I went to visit, and we went to the football game, went around the campus, had a great time. And I remember Coach Lou, she was just like, what is it going to do to get you to come here? And I was just like, well, I would like, school to be paid for.
Yeah,
and we all was in the room and we was just laughing. And she's like, you got it. And I'm like, well, cool. That was easy.
That's awesome. I find it crazy that Jerry recruited you.
Oh,
like, that's a full circle thing right there.
He definitely did, it's hilarious and funny, but like he seen me first when I was literally just raw. Like, swinging looked crazy, ground balls, but could beat them out. Like, he seen me at my rawest form, and then even see me elevate at Georgia, because when I got to Georgia, he had already been coaching at Texas A&M, and I made the decision, to stay at Georgia, because that was where I committed to. And I just grew up at Georgia, and then come transfer time, he first wanted to reach back out, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. He recruited, he was the first one, like, not even, it wasn't who that saw me first, it was Jerry. So I was like, you know what, I can do that. I can give back. I can go back to him.
That's awesome. That's crazy, actually. So what do you recall about arriving on campus freshman season?
As far as what?
Like, as far as the whole, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? The whole experience, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would just say it was just so exciting. Being a college freshman is one of the most exciting experience that an athlete can probably experience, because everything is new. There's so much freedom, but then with freedom, as an athlete, you got practice, you got weights, you got so many things to do, and you got school. Like, that's the main reason that you're there. So you got your school checkers that are, when you go to class, they're making sure you're accounted for, and freshman year, I had a great time, honestly. And I don't even say that because of any kind of partying or anything, but just because it was just cool to be in a dorm, and all the athletes are at the dorms, and you can hang out with your friends that are in different sports. And I mean, I don't know. I also at Georgia, when I was a freshman, we had like 10 freshmen on the team. So we were heavily, heavily freshman oriented.
Wow.
We had to, we had to learn the college game, the grow our mindset because we're no longer playing travel ball. We're in the SEC, and we're playing the best of the best every single week. So like we got to grow up. And like I said, that's also when I did shortstop. So I remember before games, coach would text me to be at the game like hours before the game, and she and I would be in the hitting facility, and she would be hitting me ground balls, forehand, ground balls, backhand, so I could become more smooth as a shortstop. And at the time, I didn't understand. I'm like, why am I at the field at 8:00 in the morning when the game is at like 7:00? I was like, crazy. Like, I'm sleepy. I'm a freshman. Like, there's other shortstops. Why me? But I had to she believed in me. She loved my athleticism, and like she didn't have me there because I want to mess up her sleep schedule. It's because she wanted the best for me. She wanted me to be the best, and I think back to those days and it's just like, dang, she really wanted better for me. Like she was out of her bed early because she wanted to do that.
Now, as an athlete, man, that must make you feel pretty good though.
It definitely does. Cause like she didn't have, like we had upperclassmen shortstops.
Yeah.
And a lot of they were definitely not happy that I was a shortstop and didn't come in as a shortstop. So I'm just like, she could be doing this with any other shortstop. Like, why is she doing this with me? But yeah, she cared about me. She cared about my game, growing the game, and just showing that there was trust.
Right. So I always like to ask this to all my NCAA guests. Do you remember that first game?
My first...
Your first game.
I remember my first SEC series, and that wasn't the first game. Like I remember, I couldn't even tell you who the first game was against because usually in the beginning we play a lot of teams that aren't in our conference,
right.
Like a lot of teams that come from far away. But I don't remember the very first game I put on a uniform, but I do remember my first SEC conference as a freshman.
Okay, 8-0 win over Winthrop.
Oh Lord!
In Arizona. 0 for 2, but hey, you went on a 5-game hitting streak after that. So,
see, yeah, don't even remember. I really don't. Wow, that's crazy.
And what crazy thing is, as a freshman, a third of the way through the season, you were hitting 477. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about numbers or anything like that. Like, you know how, because the older you get, you start thinking about your stats. And I never looked at the board because I just, it was what it was. Like, if you get a hit, you get a hit or two. Like, that's good. You don't have to be so analytical or statistical. Like, that's just too much.
Right. Now, what do you think your biggest takeaway was from that first year?
I mean, we didn't get to make it to the SEC tournament, I remember. And, we just didn't have a great season, and it was weird because we had great athletic people on our team. So it obviously showed like you can have the best of the best on the team and still not go far.
Right.
So we just wanted to be more serious the following year. And that's literally what happened after. I wouldn't call it like a tragic freshman year, but like after just not doing great in the SEC as a whole, we were like, we're going to turn this upside down next year. And literally that's what we did. That's the year of the World Series.
I guess you did. I mean, pretty big year for you from a team perspective. Actually, one thing that actually shocked me doing my research for this on you was you never had your first home run until third game sophomore season.
Yeah, no.
That blows me away.
No, well, it blows a lot of people away actually when I tell them, because I didn't. Yes, I am strong and I carry some power, but I wasn't, coming in as a big lefty home run hitter. Like that wasn't my name or my game. It was just, it could happen, And so, I didn't have any home runs freshman year, but also wasn't trying to, because I was trying to still be me, be quick, lay the button down. And as a freshman, like we were facing some great athletes. We were facing, the girl that's from LSU, Carly Hoover, throwing so fast. Like my freshman year, that's another thing. We were playing so timid. We were so scared because everybody was so good. And like I say that, like giving these athletes so much respect, because some of the best were their senior year when it was my freshman year. So I'm like, wow, like we're playing these people that you see on TV and they're so good. Like, what the heck? Like, I'm shaking in the batter's box because I know they throw hard. So yeah, very timid my freshman year to my sophomore year, just transitioning into my swing a little bit more, learning how to use my legs and incorporate more of my bottom half and my core. And so, yeah.
Would you agree that a lot of that, like that transition you're talking about, a lot of it is mental as well?
Yeah, I would say that it's mental, but for me, it was mental, but not completely mental because I was relearning my swing. I was relearning what made me do what I've always been a handsy hitter and pull hitter. When I was younger, I pulled the ball and, I just didn't really understand that verbiage and that language a lot. And then getting to college, just learning, why is it that I hit the ball so hard to the pull side? But is it because it's the inside, or is it just because I'm so early, or is it because I'm just out and around? So, I'm learning all of those verbiages, and actually I can let the ball travel and get deeper and hit it in the 5-6 hole. And, you just manipulating certain kinds of pitches, and just I really had a learning / growing year that sophomore year. That's really what started to cap off my softball career, I believe.
Right on. Yeah, no doubt. Now, did you feel going into that sophomore year that you guys had the right mix to make the run?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. And we also, I remember we had some toxic things that had went on in the fall of my sophomore year, and we got rid of it. We ex-nayed all of that out, and we were just look, we are too good to not be successful as a team. There's, we got All-Americans, we got SEC leaders in this category and that category. So we got to keep in home. We got to get that straight and under control, and then we can make noise on the softball field. So we got all that together by the end of the fall, and then came the spring for season. We were on the right path. We had no drama. We were close. We liked to hang out, actually, because, it can be annoying seeing your teammates every single day. But we wanted to be together. We wanted to go do things together. So that was a great year for us.
Yeah, I mean, I preach it all the time on here. Team chemistry is huge, for success.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what was the feeling like when you guys beat Tennessee at the Supers to clinch the spot?
Well, it was huge because, one, we played them in the regular season at Tennessee. So to just play them home was just yes, we get to be at our home. But two, wow, if we beat them, we get to go to the World Series. Is it really that easy? You know what I'm saying? It's for those that had never been to the World Series before. We're this feels like it's coming so easy. Why is it so easy? But it's just because all that work that we put in, and it's no disrespect to anybody or any organization or any team, but we put in so much work, and we were confident and believed in ourselves and our teammates. And we had this mindset of, we're going to pass the bat around. And if I don't get a hit, it's okay, because the girl that's hitting right behind me, she's going to pick me up and she's going to get a hit. And that was honestly our mindset, every game, especially that series. If I struck out, cool, because the batter behind me, she's going to pick me up, and I don't have to lay my head low because I know she's got my back.
Right. Now, actually, I just saw this question right now. I've never asked any of my previous guests this about the regionals and supers. Do you find regionals tougher than supers? Based on you have more teams.
They can be, but in my experience, I never even thought about it like that. But it really can be. I remember my junior year, we had a regional at Minnesota, and it was us. It was Georgia. It was Minnesota. It was Drake. I don't remember if there was another team. Is it 3 teams in this regional, or is it 4?
I think it's 4 in regional.
Okay. Yeah. I can't recall the 4th team off the top of my head, but we had a really tough regional one, and it was freezing cold in May. So we were mad. We were extremely mad about.
Oh, it was in Minnesota, you said?
Yes,
oh,
it was.
Man, it was in May, horrible. Of course it would be.
it was horrible. We was take us home. It was, we didn't want to go there no more.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, I think it can be. It can be, but you got to get through it, one game at a time.
Yeah.
Because in my regional at Georgia, my sophomore year when we hosted, we literally took it one game at a time. Like whoever it was that one game, that's who we're focused on. We're not focused on the other two teams.
Right.
And sometimes that's how you're doing too much with your brain. You need to just slow things down.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that Women's College World Series. I've talked to plenty of guests on here that have been there, and they say it's a different animal. What was it like for you as far as the atmosphere and everything went?
I do think it depends on the fan base, and if you and the team can accumulate fans to actually come to get to see you. Because when we went my sophomore year, we only had our family there, so it wasn't a lot of red. It was literally our parents. So yeah, it was, and then also like people go to see certain teams too. So like when they're not watching that team, they are probably not, the fans are not going to stick around and stay. And maybe it's changed over the years, but from my experience, when we played Florida State and we played Florida. I think it was Florida the first game, then Florida State the second game. And there just wasn't a lot of people at the games. I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. You see it on TV and it looks so packed and sold out. And then here we are, actually, we're really here. And like, we played in louder games before, but that was then, I don't know what to say about it, but except for it wasn't what I was expecting.
Right.
But like I said, a lot of people go to see certain teams play. So of course, when it's OU playing anybody, it's going to be packed out. So yeah.
Yeah. I think since the pandemic's been like after that 2020 season, I find the last 2 years, it's been just absolutely booming there.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like what? Yeah. It wasn't too many people at our games. Like Florida had their fans and stuff, and obviously Florida State, but it was just our parents. Like they was riding for us. They was the ones that was doing all the cheers and the cheering, but not too much red.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, I mean, hey, it's hard. At least you had your family there, right? I mean, that's a big thing.
Hey, because we have family there, and that was important for us.
Yep. Now you'd have 2 more fantastic seasons with the Bulldogs. What are some of the good memories you took from your time there?
I just growed as a person and as a player and as a student, like literally in every category of why you go to college. I think I grew in all of them. And I mean, my takeaways, I got a degree from the University of Georgia. One day it would be cool to go back and coach there, wherever. That's why I'm from Georgia. My parents live in Georgia. So like, I just loved being there. I loved being a Bulldog during my time. I loved the coaching staff. To this day, I still talk to Tony Baldwin. He supported me. And even when I transferred to UL, and I got all the awards and whatever it was, he still was the first to text me and, congratulate me. Because let's be honest, like everything that I am today, it came from Georgia.
Right.
So yeah.
Awesome. Now I don't even have this question in front of me, but I just thought of it as you're talking about it. That 2020 season that got canceled, you were absolutely ripping the cover off the ball. How bummed out were you from that being canceled?
I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't even mad. It was what it was. Season got canceled. I'm like, oh, okay. So that means we get to stay at home and have fun. We get to stay at home and play games and watch Netflix 24. Like it was fun for me. I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, it's just being a college student. Like, we don't get to be at home a lot doing nothing a lot. So I enjoyed.
Yeah, good point.
I enjoyed those couple of months. It was tough just because athletically I was doing some really great things. And I was like, wow, like people are actually finding out who I am. Like, I'm not somebody like, oh, like I've never heard that player before, because I was I was stealing bases and I was hitting home runs, and a 5'5" leadoff hitter that's hitting 11 home runs, and we're not even in SEC play.
I know, that's ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that is, and that's on. You're not watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw those stats, and I was like, this is mind blowing. Like you were Like you were on
Yeah.
pace for Player of the Year award at that point.
That's kind of, it's crazy when I think about it because I'm like, dang, like I really did that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it was all the work that we were putting in though, like literally.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, hey, it's all about the hard work. And I mean, you do the hard work, you get results, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this because we kind of touched on it a little bit, but what led to the transfer to Louisiana?
I was just still continuing to grow and to elevate my game. And I think I needed something different. Just something new, something different. And I had to talk with the coaching staffs and they supported me and they wanted what was best for me as well. And so there was never any, bad blood with the coaching staff. Everything was how it was meant to be for me, I feel like.
Right. Now, you transferred late, didn't you?
I did. I transferred in October-ish. And I actually had graduated. So I graduated in the summer, but I was able to we didn't do the walking because of the COVID restrictions.
Right.
So our graduation ceremony was kind of held also. And I think it was I don't know if it was maybe September. I don't know. Maybe I can't remember. All these days, months get just thrown off in my head, but it was fall. It was the fall, me being in transfer portal. It was crazy because I'm like, what? This is how much time do I, I didn't even know about the portal and what if you could reach out to coaches or if you just wait and let them reach out to you. It was just really wow, what, it was like being recruited all over again, kind of.
Right. So how did that work? Did they reach out to you or?
Yeah, they reached out to me, but I had no idea that you could reach out to coaches either. And that's also my lack of knowledge because I didn't even do that when I was younger. So I kind of, I was just like, oh, this is cool. I guess I'll just, see how it goes because once you're in the portal, everybody can see you.
Right.
So if they got money, they got money for you. If they don't, they don't, and if you're okay with that, cool. So I kind of just was in the portal, just still doing softball on my own, working out, hitting with my dad, whatever. And just waiting until found a school that I liked or a coach that I liked or, whatever. So, yeah. Oh, and another thing, now that I think about it, after that 2020 season, a lot of the seniors didn't return. So, they didn't return that fall. And that literally just slipped my mind. So, Allison February had the year before, she had went to OSU. Jordan Doggett, she transferred before. She never came back in the fall. Melena O'Neill didn't come back in the fall. Justice Mills didn't come back in the fall. So, I was a lone senior. It was me and two other seniors, but they were pitchers. So it was just that big freshman class that we had to be seniors was literally going from 10 to going to 2/3.
Right. So
it was just, it was time for me to move on.
Right on. Now, was it tough going into a team that was, already together for?
It was extremely tough.
Yeah.
It was extremely tough just because, I went to an older team. Almost everybody that was starters or playing on the team was upperclassmen. So that was hard but not hard as in I can't do it. It was more hard for them to open their arms and to let me in because they had been there for 3-4 years playing and here's another senior. Do we really, what I'm saying? I thought all the spots were filled and they thought that they, the team that they had in the fall was going to be the team in the spring. And then come to find out they got 2 new seniors in the spring season because me and Justice didn't get there till January. So we didn't get any of their fall practices in or anything. We literally showed up and it was game time. Oh, wow. So it was definitely just not even doing too much talking. Just let the softball and the athleticism, do the talking kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously you must have enjoyed your time there because
I did.
I mean, you're there in a coaching role now, aren't you?
So I did a GA position this season, and then I'm finishing my master's now.
Right.
But yes.
Right on. So how'd you enjoy the coaching side of things?
It was definitely fun and different because now all that knowledge I learned as a player, I can actually. There's rules around GAing and what you can and can't do because there are already a certain number of coaching staffs, but it was cool for me to be able to be players with the players and then go to a new role and then be able to show them how to, like if you want to do front toss in before practice or after practice, I can do a round and you can do a round. Yeah. And, I can watch you can watch me, and you can look at some of the things that I'm doing, and you can incorporate that into your swing also.
Yeah. Now, see, I got to ask this question though. I mean, I'm getting in, like, this is my first year getting into coaching on the men's side of the game, and our whole team, I've pretty much been teammates with like for 15 years. So, I mean,
oh, wow.
Transferring over from the player to the coaching side of things, like I find it hard. I find it hard. What's the word? Like, I find it hard trying to relay any knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, did you have anything like that? Like, was it tough early on?
I don't know. I want to say kind of not really, because I kept it very like honest and real and upfront, and thing that I saw, because I had just played with the girls. They trusted me to, just tell them how it was, what I saw, because ultimately I still wanted to help them, whether we're players or I'm now, on the coaching side of it. But it was to help them. Everything was always to help them and to better them. Right. So I kind of didn't really struggle with relaying knowledge, but also everybody learns differently. And I think that's a big takeaway, because you have visual learners. People just need to see it and then they can recreate it. Some people need to know the mathematical and numbers way, So like just understanding your players is big.
Right. Geez, I should be writing this down right now.
That's funny.
Before we get into WPF, I got to ask about Athletes Unlimited last year. How'd you enjoy your time there?
It was a really fun experience, because that was my first professional outing, and I was playing beside the best of the best girls that had just came back from the Olympics, from being on Team USA or Team Mexico, Team Canada, Team Italy. So I was just like, wow, like this is crazy. Like, it's okay if I don't even play, because ultimately this game is about learning still. So like I still never even feel like I've completely learned it all. I try to take bits and pieces from everybody, things that reside with me, and things that make me better. So I really enjoyed it. I made a lot of friends that I didn't get to play against because maybe they were in the Pac-12, and like to this day, like me and Deja, we're really close. The catcher from Arizona, we're great friends. Aaliyah Andrews, we played against each other when I was at Georgia, and then when I was at Louisiana, Sis Bates. So like I really enjoyed my experience there.
Awesome. And the thing is, I find with because I've been following it since the inception, I find like everybody seems to be really enjoying themselves, like, as a pack, like the whole group together. And I mean, they all have like their things they're playing for, their charities and everything, which is, I think, great for the game.
It is. It's fun. It's there's something bigger, than all of us, and it's just giving back ultimately. And so just playing for a reason.
And you got to see Kat's farewell game, did you not?
I did. I got to meet with her and talk with her many times, and I'm glad I got that opportunity. She's the best of the best.
Yeah, I had the privilege of talking to her on here, and I was never more nervous for an interview in my life.
Yeah. No, I think I enjoyed my time with her, so that's funny. That's
awesome. So on to the WPF. How did the opportunity arise for you?
What happened? There was a player portal for the WPF, and I entered myself in it. I think I got an email link from Lauren Chamberlain, and you just clicked on it. And if you want to be a part of it, you just enter your name in it, because I still wanted to continue playing, and it was a different setting, than Athletes Unlimited, where it's a little bit more team oriented. Like you'll be on one team, you'll be on a team with coaches, and I thought that would be good for me, just coming right out of college and just still growing as a player. I thought that would be cool.
And you're back with Jerry Glasgow.
Yep. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, let's talk about that opening game for you.
Okie dokie.
2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Obviously, that one's going to stick with you forever.
Yeah, it's kind of historical.
Man, that's insane. I remember I was watching it, and I was like, man, Ciara's going off right now.
Yeah, it's crazy because I literally was just trying to move the runners. Like there was a situation where so Mo got a hit and then Melly got a hit, and I'm like, shoot, I gotta hit the ball to the right side, because like I wanted to be like a double play situation or like them go to three. So I'm like, shoot, I need to be early. I need to get this ball, get the ball in the air or something. But never was I like trying to hit a home run. Like I was trying to get on base myself.
You got her in the air.
Yeah, it was just crazy because I remember I was late. Like I fouled the first swing off. I'm like, dang, I'm late. My goodness, this is ridiculous. So I'm already trying to like figure out how I can be like 2 seconds earlier. And then I got the hit and I didn't even watch the hit. I was just running. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it went over the fence. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then the second situation, Mo got a hit again and Melly got on. I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go again. So I just remember I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to get that pitch again. So whatever. And then I remember I asked for time and the umpire was like, no. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I wasn't ready. She was already in her pitching position and like arm slot rotation. So I just, poked the bunt out like I was going to bunt and it was a ball. So I'm like, okay, now I can reset and get comfortable. And then she threw another pitch and I just was on time, honestly. And they said that one went further. And it's just funny because Mary, they started asking me, like, what are you seeing? Like, where was it? And I'm like, I don't know. It was just in my area. Like, because a lot of people, look for certain things.
Yeah.
But me, I can't sit on a pitch. If it's in like an area that I can reach, then I'm going to go full throttle. So it was just in a good zone for me, and I just swung.
You know what's funny? I am the exact same way at the plate. Like if I get a hit and somebody, I'll come back. They're like, "What do you see?" I was like, "I don't know. I just swung the bat and it hit the ball."
No, it's like some people are sitting inside. Some people are sitting outside, and maybe that's a good approach. Like your first pitch or your second pitch, and then you get 2 strikes and you gotta battle. But literally, if it's inside this box area where I can reach it with meat on the bat, then that's fine. Like you see ball, you hit ball. I have fast hands, so like I just react and I make adjustments. That's what I try to do at least.
Right.
And so yeah.
Right on. So how's the team looking for the season, you figure? I imagine, getting Jocelyn was a pretty big boost for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're glad that she wanted to come to the WPF, and that just puts more eyes on this league and it grows our game even more. We're glad that she's here. I think that our team is strong. We don't have that many lefties. We only have 3 lefties. It's me, Tatiana Forbes, and Mo. And so that's, we got a lot of righties, but I think that we're going to do good this exhibition season. And even though we're playing Pride like 2,000 times, I think that...
So you get to face Monica a ton of times.
Well, I don't even think she's here anymore. I think she was only here
she was only here for the first?
Yeah, for that little Kansas.
Okay.
I think we're going to be good because we're growing as a team. We're getting what we need out of practices. Like I remember the first week, like we had to sit down and was just like, this is what we need out of practice. Like we want to be better than any other NPF teams in the past. Like we want to make a difference, we want to bring change. And so this will start by us. Like we're the first year of the WPF. So like, let's get it right, because out of college, it can become lackadaisical and kind of lazy, because you don't have to do anything. It can be easy practices or it can be hard practices. It's what you get out of it. So I just know that we're in the right position. We speak up. We help each other, and I think we're going to do great.
Awesome. Absolutely. I can't wait to watch the rest of the season. Did Lauren say anything about, like this season, it's like you guys are looking at, growing the game and trying to, get the name out there so, it's built bigger in the future?
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be adding more teams next year, which is great because ultimately, the goal is to have different teams in different states, but it takes people, with money. Like
exactly. Yeah.
This. So like, that's why this is an exhibition season. So more people can see what it is that we're doing and, just believe in the bigger plans. And I think I think it's already in the works of being done. I don't know if I can say too much about it, but there's definitely more teams next season.
Right on.
And we'll probably be, with more teams added, there'll probably be more of like a championship kind of thing towards the end.
Yeah. And you'll probably be stationed in certain areas and staying there. Yeah, that'll make it really good for sure. Little thing I like to end the podcast with. I call it player association. I'm gonna throw out some names for you. You can speak as much or as little about them as you want. If you have a story, let it shoot. So, first one on the docket is Jordan Doggett.
So, a story?
Anything. If you would like, just talk about her, or if you have a story, anything.
Oh, well, she's from McDonough, which is not too far where I'm from. She's really smart. We've known each other since we were like 12.
Oh, really?
I'm from Covington. She's from McDonough, and that's literally like her house is 20 minutes away from my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I can easily just pull up and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
That's crazy.
Yes, we kept in contact even after she transferred because it was nothing but love. You ultimately got to do what's best for you.
Yep.
And so that's all that was, and she's a great friend.
Absolutely. Awesome. Next, Aaliyah Andrews.
A tough competitor. I wouldn't say I've been compared to her, but I would also say that I have been compared to her. and it's not even a disrespectful thing. She got two great athletes, both Black, both play the same position. But I do feel like we bring different things to the table. What we have in common, obviously, is speed. But we're all our own individual athletic self. But as a person, I love her. It was fun. I never played with her at AU. I think we were always on different teams, but we hung out a handful of times. I remember we went to the mall once, and she was like, "I'm going to go to Fifths and Saks or Saks and Fifth." I don't know what the name of the store was, but it was an expensive store. And I was like, "What is that?" And she's like, "You don't know what that is? Oh my goodness." But I'm not shocked. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to walk around the mall and I'm when you finish.
That's hilarious. Next is friend of the show. We had her on, Morgan Howe.
Yes, love Mo. She's actually my roommate.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Oh,
she's my roommate.
Tell Mo I said hi.
I will definitely let her know. She's not in here right now because I told her I was doing a podcast, so she's doing something downstairs.
Right
but
on.
I'll let her know. We met at AU, and we kind of grew close after AU, and it was just like, hey, like, let's just be roommates. Like, like we were at AU together. We're both outfielders. So like, we can be roommates at WPF. She's like, yeah. And so everything is cool, peachy. She loves to get up in the morning, go work out, come back, cook. She cooked me breakfast last week. She cooked me some eggs and turkey bacon, and I was like, wow, this is great. Like, I didn't have to do it for myself. She extended the arm, and I'm like, wow, sure.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
That's actually a funny story about Mo. Out of all the female guests I've had on here, biggest potty mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know, what was the verbal language or like how to keep it real, but yeah.
Man, she let her fly on here, which is all right. I mean, I got an explicit rating on here, so it's
she's definitely a Cali girl.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep it real.
Oh man. Two more here. Lauren Chamberlain.
Love her. So obviously, playing softball, you fangirl her because it's just like she was Lauren Chamberlain, and then there was Jocelyn Allo.
Yes.
And, in the most respectful way, because before Jocelyn, there was Lauren. And I've never met her until coming here. And I remember she was at one of our last practices before we went to Kansas. And I was like, oh my goodness, like what? I have to go meet her, and just tell her thank you so much for just this opportunity of having this league. And I remember I gave her a hug, and like the love was just so mutual, and like she's glad that I'm here. And then we had media day 2 days after that, and she's asking for 5 girls, and she called out the 5 girls that she wanted in this media thing with her, and I was one of them. And we just got to talk and like learn about each other, and just be my authentic self around her. And then here we go, we're in Kansas, first game, and she's in the bleachers on on our side for the Vipers, and I hit that home run in front of her, and then I hit that second home run, and it's just like, dang, like she sees me, like she saw me before, you know, like she knew what I was capable of just watching film and video, but just to see what I could do in person, and then just know that she had my back and everything, it's a great feeling. I'm glad to be supporting her dream, to keep our dream alive, and just I'm just happy to know her.
That's awesome. Actually, a funny story, after that first game, I had posted on social media a clip of the final out. And it probably about half an hour later, I get a private message from Lauren saying, "Can you send me that clip?" And here I am. I'm like, oh my God, Lauren Chamberlain just messaged me. Yeah. Here I am fangirling out.
Yeah, no, she's definitely like, you know, I feel like, yeah, she knows how good she was. And she even said like, dang, like you guys are making me want to put the uniform back on. But she's really personable. You know, she's a great person, and I really like her.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Last but certainly not least, we talked about him quite a bit on here, Jerry Glasgow.
Jerry is a freaking grandpa. He's a country old somebody's grandpa, and I just have so much love for him. And I tell the girls all the time, obviously from playing with him in college, like, you can just never stay mad at him, because it's just like being mad at your grandpa. Like, are you gonna be mad at your grandpa forever? No, you're not. You know, he knows the game. He loves the game. Obviously, he's still doing it. And I mean, all I can say is, like, when I look at him doing what he's doing, I just have so much like love and respect for what he's doing, because he's still involved in the game. You know, he's still giving us front toss, and like, obviously, you know, it's no secret he's getting older. You know, everybody gets older every single day, but like, to still be able to get behind the net, like, that's important, you know. And I remember when we were in Kansas, he was throwing front toss, and I hit him. I didn't even pull the ball. I just hit the ball right up the middle, and it's got his wrist and started bleeding. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I need to get out, because it hurt me. You know, I don't ever want to hit a coach, but it's just like I was hitting my grandpa, you know, like making me think like, dang, my grandpa's old and he's throwing me front toss, and I hit him. Now I need to get out the net, you know.
I hope he hears this.
Yeah, he's gonna laugh and be like, yeah, now you got 4 grandpas.
Yeah.
But I love Terry, and I'm glad that, you know, he believed in me. Like, obviously, yes, my dad believed in me first. I put in all the work with my dad, but like, he saw me when I wasn't even great. He saw me and probably saw like, she can be great. Mm-hmm. She can be so great down the line. And he's got a love for speed. I remember at Louisiana, he wanted to steal me so many times early on, but I'm like, no, because they know that I'm going to steal, and it's too obvious. Like, no. But then he was just like, trust yourself. You're fast. Do you want to get the most stolen bases? You need to run. So then I literally, he was stealing me from first to second. He was stealing me second to third. He even wanted me to steal home. And I'm like, Jerry, look, Grandpa, calm down. You're too excited. They're going to know.
And you still had 37 stolen bases that year. Like, that's.
But the thing is, I could have had more.
Holy cow!
I could have shook them off so many times. Well, I did, because I was being so tentative and just so scary. Because like, coming from the SEC, I mean, they knew that I was going to steal. They knew I was going to steal, and I felt so much pressure, because I'm like, dang, like, I don't want to get thrown out because it's so obvious that I'm going to steal. And so I'd be like, no, like, not yet. But Jerry is like, you need to trust yourself. Like, you get on base, like, even if you get thrown out, keep running. Because I think I got thrown out maybe 2 times minimum, or 2 times max, I think, that last year. And I was just like, because I hate being thrown out, you know, like, like, so what? Just keep running. Yeah. So yeah, that's something I learned from him. Like, obviously something I you know, deep down, but like, you can get a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but like, you know, you can get discouraged and not want to run as much anymore. But he was just like, who cares? Just run again, you know? Yeah. So what? They get you 1 time, they won't get you again. Or, okay, they got you twice. Cool. They won't get you 3 times, you know, that kind of thing. So
yeah, that's great mindset to have right there.
Yeah.
Well, Ciara, what a great way to end the podcast. Listen, I got to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know it's hectic right now, for coming on here, because this has been a blast.
Yeah, no, actually, this was a great phone call.
was great.
All right. Best of luck the rest of the season, WPF. And of course, with everything else going on, I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
All right. You too.
Pick it up, yeah. Pick it up, pick it up. Ha. Pick it up, pick it up.
Nah, we ain't slowing down.
Pick it up,
Yeah, let's play a game, call a monkey in the middle. Married to the game, but I ain't scared to make a single. This right here got you feeling like a nympho. About the climax with your face all in a pillow. It's a grand slam home run. Early morning tee off, sinking a hole in one. 1-for-1, the underdog, but I'm winning it. Club closed, but the DJ keeps spinning it. Oh, I can't stop this feeling that I come across. Moonwalking on water like the sun of God. Then I'm ghost. Busters, who you gonna call? Feels like Christmas when I'm sipping on that rum and all. It's that bonus on your paycheck. It's when the wifey surprised you with day sex. Yes, it's going on that first date. It's taking her over dinner and she offers to pay. That's a grand slam.
Move the old field way back. I'm swinging for the fence.
Grand slam.
I got a couple of drinks, got weed, it's the money to spend.
That's a grand slam.
I'm feeling brand new, like no I can't lose. That's a damn good day to me. That's a damn good day to me. That's right, and that's a damn good day. Pick it up,
yeah.
pick it up.
I'm trying to give a bit of great advice. You in a dark place, this could be your ray of light. It's a feeling that could make you night. I'm trying to take these people higher. It don't matter if you're afraid of heights. Right. It's like that back massage. It's a bachelor party over your last hurrah. Feels good, don't it? Enjoy it while you can, cause this all stops when the record ends. There's three types of people I know that tell the truth. Kids, drunks, and those who nothing to lose. I'm on my last drink though, but got no weed to smoke. Oh, just found a joint in the seat of my coach. That's a grand slam.
Move the old field way back. I'm swinging for the fence.
Grand slam.
I got a couple of drinks, got weed, it's the money to spend.
That's a grand slam.
I'm feeling brand new, like no I can't lose.
That's a damn good day to me.
Said I'm feeling brand new, like no I can't lose.
That's a damn good day to me. And that's a damn good day to me.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Nah, we ain't slowing down.
Pick it up, pick it up.
I'm that tall, skinny white dude, born and raised out in Enfield is where I'm still living today. Nah, I never went Hollywood, heaven forbid. And a big up to my hometown for letting me live. I'm feeling it and feeling energized, like I worked out and got some exercise. It's that game-winning goal. It's getting home from work and smelling your...
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.